Yep. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Shamor, and as usual, I'll be going over my top predictions for the English Premier League games coming up this weekend. Let's get it! So the first game we're going to be covering is Luton Town versus West Ham United. So Luton Town and West Ham United go head-to-head in the opening match of the Premier League round 4. Now, Luton Town certainly does not seem to be very competitive at this level, at least. Seeing that they've actually conceded a total of 7 goals in back-to-back losses against Chelsea and Brighton in their previous games. And now it certainly doesn't get any easier, seeing that they will be playing against West Ham coming up this Friday. West Ham, however, did very well with a massive win over Brighton in their previous game, and they'll certainly look to obviously continue that winning streak coming up for this game against Luton Town. Now, let's get into the top picks for this game. So my top picks would be obviously for West Ham to win this game, for Mikel Antonio to score anytime during this game, for a total shots of over 15.5 shots in total for West Ham, and a total of over 5.5 shots on target in this game for West Ham United. Don't really want to get into those picks that much, but whatever, let's talk about it. So obviously for West Ham to win the game, I don't see how West Ham would lose this game. It's pretty much an easy win, easy 3 points. So definitely lock in West Ham to win this game, because I highly recommend that. For Mikel Antonio to score anytime, why not? Mikel Antonio has been on excellent form since the beginning of the season, so I don't see why he wouldn't put his name on the score sheet once again. Perfect opportunity. In the last games, according to statistics, West Ham have certainly kicked over 12 shots in tougher games. In tougher games, they've actually managed to at least take over 12 shots on goal in games that the odds were actually stacked against them. And in a game like this, where they're likely to have most possession of the ball, it's only likely for them to actually go over 15.5 shots in this game. And same goes for shots on target. West Ham has been pretty much averaging over 6 shots on target for previous games they've played, or tougher games they've played, and I see them actually kicking or going over 5.5 shots on target in this game. So based on those facts, those are my picks for this game, and let's get into the next game. So the second game we'll be covering is Sheffield United versus Everton. Now you have two teams that are looking to record their first win of the season. So you have both teams that are looking to put an end to their 3-match losing streak. And I'm positive that they will definitely put their hearts on the field. With that said, let's get into the top picks. So my top picks for this game is for both teams to score for under 6 cards in total to be issued in this game, and for Sheffield United to actually win this game. So the reason why I went with those picks is personally I do think both teams will definitely, as I said earlier, put their hearts on the field, on the pitch, and both teams to score is very likely. They're playing at Sheffield United, which statistically Sheffield has scored in every single game. Every single game Sheffield has played, they've scored at least 1 goal, even against Manchester City. So the likelihood of them not scoring against Everton is, so my predictions would be for Sheffield to score, and I do think Everton will definitely also add to the score sheet as well. Under 6 cards in total in this game. I think Sheffield United is already on a red card, so I don't think it would be wise for them to go in this game super aggressive and just like accumulating a lot of like yellow cards. Same for Everton. They're not at the level where they can afford to be losing players on suspensions. So I'm predicting for a relatively calm game that will result in under 6 cards being issued or not much players being punished in this game. The last pick is for Sheffield to actually win. That's a hot take because I could necessarily lean towards Everton to win because Everton definitely has like a better squad on paper, but I think Sheffield in all their 3 games that they've lost, I think they've put their hearts on the pitch. They've definitely tried the best they can to actually at least score a goal or at least try to like do something to like get something out of the game. Not saying Everton hasn't done that, but they haven't done it as much as Sheffield, and they're playing at Sheffield's home court or home stadium rather. And so it's only likely to go with Sheffield United to actually push through and record their first win of the season against Everton. So those are my top picks for the Sheffield and Everton game, and let's get into the next game. So the third game we're going to be covering is Brentford versus Bournemouth. Now, Brentford would look to remain undefeated in the Premier League so far when they face off against Bournemouth coming up this weekend. Not gonna lie, Brentford has been creating relatively fine displays, even without suspended goal scorer Ivan Toney. Bournemouth, on the other hand, have been having some issues in their defense, seeing that they have recorded back-to-back losses against Liverpool and Tottenham. Now, because of that fact, I am definitely tempted to put my money on Brentford taking this one home. So let's get into the top picks. So my top picks for this game would be for Brentford to win the game, for over 2 goals in this game, and for both teams to score in this game. Now, the reason for my top picks in this game is, as I said earlier, Bournemouth has been having some issues in their backline since as of late. Brentford is certainly a team that is not easy to defend against, and Bournemouth is already a team that doesn't have a very good or decent backline or a good defense. So it's only natural that Brentford will definitely look to record another win of the season against Bournemouth. An easy win of the season. No, I wouldn't say easy. But Brentford will definitely look to record another win of the season against Bournemouth this weekend. I'm also projecting for this game to be a goal-filled game. Brentford certainly is a team to play a very attacking style football, which has resulted in plenty of goals, in almost every game they play. So I am definitely seeing or predicting for this to be a goal-filled game with at least over 2 goals being scored in the game. I also predict that both teams will score in this game. Even though I see Brentford coming out with the win, I do also see Bournemouth at least scoring 1 goal in this game. Bournemouth has been losing, but they've at least scored a goal they've at least scored 1 goal in almost every game that they've played so far. So I do see them actually maintaining that record and scoring at least 1 goal in this game. So those are my top picks for the Brentford and Bournemouth game. Let's get into the next game. So the next game we're going to be covering is Burnley versus Tottenham. Now, Tottenham will look to extend their winning run to 3 games when they face up against Burnley this Saturday afternoon. Burnley has not been looking very good in their defense or in the back line, seeing that they've recorded a total of 6 goals in this campaign or in this new Premier League campaign, conceding goals against Manchester City and Aston Villa. So my top picks for this game is for both teams to score for over 9 corners and for over 16.5 shots in this game for Tottenham. So let's get into it. So even though I see Burnley probably losing this game, I do see them actually getting at least one goal. They're playing at their home stadium, and they're playing against Tottenham. Tottenham is a team that will definitely have majority of the possession, but I think despite of that, Burnley will still at least get one goal in this game. So the second pick we're going to be discussing is over 9 corners. So even though Tottenham will have most of the ball, I do see Burnley taking more of a defensive approach against Tottenham, seeing that they're the better team. And because of that, I see a lot of corners being created in this game because of Burnley's defensive approach. So I just think that's a logical pick to go with for this particular game. And so it's very likely that over 9 corners will be recorded in this. The third pick we're going to be discussing is over 16.5 shots for Tottenham in this game. According to Tottenham's previous games, they've actually averaged over 17 shots in their previous games against Manchester United and against much tougher teams. So because they're going to be dominating this game against Burnley and they're going to be eager to record another win, I do see them actually taking a lot of shots in this game. So over 16.5 shots in this game is very likely. So those are my top picks for the Burnley and Tottenham game. And let's get into the next game. So the next game we're going to be discussing is Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest. Two teams that have completely different ambitions in this Premier League season. Now, let's talk about Chelsea. So Chelsea quickly bounced back from their heartbreaking loss to West Ham last weekend when they actually outplayed newcomers Luton Town to a 3-goal win. And because of that, Chelsea will definitely head into this game against Nottingham Forest with a lot of confidence. Certainly, they're going to be looking for a win. And honestly, this definitely doesn't look very good for Nottingham Forest, seeing that they haven't looked very good in their defense, seeing that they lost against Manchester United. Even though Manchester United was a better team, they've definitely came back with a massive 3-2 defeat over Nottingham Forest. So let's get into my top picks for this game. So my top picks for this game is for Chelsea to win the game, for Sterling to score anytime during the game, and for over 5.5 shots on target in this game for Chelsea. Now, so let's talk about the top picks. Now, the first pick is for Chelsea to win the game. So Chelsea will definitely look to capitalize on their previous win with this game against Nottingham Forest. I personally see this as a perfect opportunity for Chelsea to record another 3 points in the Premier League, seeing that they will be facing off against Nottingham Forest. And they're playing at their home stadium. Come on. It doesn't get any better than this, honestly. And then let's get into my second pick, which for Sterling to score anytime during the game. Now, Sterling has been in fantastic form since the beginning of the season. I mean, this guy has been definitely doing his job. He's creating problems in the defense. He's setting up plays. He's been the central man to goals being scored for Chelsea in the game. So I do see Sterling taking the opportunity to definitely put his name on the score sheet once again for Chelsea. And for over 5.5 shots on target for Chelsea. According to Chelsea's previous games, they've kicked over 6 shots on target. They've averaged 6 shots on target in their previous games. And they're playing a team like Nottingham Forest. And I definitely see them scoring over. I definitely seen them getting at least over 5.5 shots on target in this game. So those are my top picks for the Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest game. Let's get into the next game. So the next game we're going to be covering is Man City versus Fulham. Now, Man City will certainly look to extend their perfect winning record when they face off against Fulham this Saturday. Obviously, the man to keep an eye on will be Erling Haaland. He's basically picked up from he's basically maintained his form from previous season. So he's the one to keep an eye on, and I do see this being an easy win for Manchester City. But let's get into the top. So my top picks for this game will be for Manchester City to win the game by 2 or more goals. For Erling Haaland to score anytime during the game. Better yet, you can either put Erling Haaland to score anytime during the game, or for Erling Haaland to score 2 or more goals in this game. Maybe even a hat-trick, who knows? But I do see City dominating and scoring plenty of goals in this game. And it's just an easy way to, for players to get their names on the score sheet and basically beef up their stats for this game, honestly. So Erling Haaland to score anytime during this game, but if you're feeling confident, you can go with Erling Haaland to score 2 or more goals in this game, certainly. My third prediction is over 18.5 shots in total for Man City. Man City has been very consistent with kicking over 16 shots every single game. In their last game against Sheffield United, they actually kicked 30 shots in the game. So I certainly see them dominating the game and obviously taking a lot of shots in this game, seeing that Fulham will be taking a defensive approach, trying to probably get at least a draw out of the game, because they're certainly not going to score, but they're definitely going to go in the game with a defensive mindset. And this will force Man City to definitely this will force Man City to obviously take lots of shots on the goal. So I do see them accumulating over 18.5 shots in this game for City. That's the logical. And the last pick of this is over 6.5 shots on target for Man City. So following the fact that there will be a lot of shots recorded in the game for City, I also see a lot of shots on target for the team. So they have Erling Haaland, they have basically all the star players on this team that are more than capable of scoring a goal. Even some of their defenders are capable of actually scoring. So it's only likely that this team will record over 6.5 shots in total for this game. So those are my top picks for the Man City and Fulham game. Let's get into the next game. So the last but certainly not least game we're going to be covering is Brighton versus Newcastle. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Brighton definitely looked pretty good in the beginning of the season, with back-to-back wins over Luton Town and Wolves. They only recently recorded their first loss against West Ham when they lost 3-1 in their previous game last weekend. And now they face off against Newcastle United. It certainly will not be an easy game for Brighton, honestly, because Newcastle United has been relatively good. They haven't been winning, but they've definitely been playing relatively okay against tougher teams, honestly. So it can really go either way, personally, for me, in my opinion, because these are two teams that are technically, I would say Brighton is better in a sense, but Newcastle is also not that bad. So it's kind of like, could really go either way. But let's get into my top picks for this game. So my top picks will be for both teams to score for over three goals in this game, for a total shots of 27.7 combined for both teams, and a total shots of 9.5 shots on target for both teams combined. So let's talk about the picks. So the first pick, both teams to score. As I said earlier, these are two teams that are relatively on the same level, with Brighton being slightly better, personally, in my opinion, in terms of winning. Brighton has definitely been on the winning end of the Premier League, and Newcastle has been the opposite of that. But Newcastle, as I said earlier, has not been playing terrible. Honestly, they have been playing okay. They've just been very unlucky with actually winning a game, personally. I do see Brighton probably winning this game, but not sure. But I do see plenty of goals though. So I'm recording for Brighton to score and for Newcastle to definitely score as well in this game. And that's just the logical thing to go with, because Brighton has scored in all their games, previous games, and Newcastle has actually scored in pretty much all their previous games also. So you have two teams that have been on the score sheet since the start of Premier League season. So it's only natural that both teams will score in this game. The second pick we're going to be discussing is over 3 goals being scored in this game. We're talking about two teams that plays attacking style football. Brighton is a team known to score plenty of goals along with Newcastle. So it's only logical that we will see plenty of goals in this game, maybe 4 or 5 goals recorded in this game. So over 3 goals, that's the way to go. So the third pick we're going to be discussing is over 27.7 shots combined in this game. So just as I said earlier, there will be plenty of goals. Naturally, there will be plenty of shots being taken in this game, and Brighton will definitely be the team that will probably take more shots, but I do see Newcastle actually taking plenty of shots also. So 27.7 shots in this game in total will definitely happen. That's just a fact. So lock that in, and let's get into my last pick. So my last pick of this game is, over 9.5 shots on target for combined for both teams. Now, Brighton has recorded 6 shots on target for every single game they have played. It doesn't matter what game, it's always 6-6-6, which is it's kind of weird. 6-6-6, huh? Let's not get into that. But yeah. So they've recorded 6 shots on target every single game. So it's only natural that in this game they will record 6 or maybe even more on target. And of course, not to mention Newcastle also adding to that as well. So for both teams combined, that's definitely going to happen. So those are my recommended picks for the Brighton and Newcastle game. Now, if you find those tips helpful, definitely consider liking and subscribing to the video, guys. It definitely does help me out a lot. I am teaching you guys how to actually make money on these predictions, so definitely share the video also with your friends. If you see that these picks has actually been helpful to you, definitely go ahead and do that for me. It definitely does help the channel, and it also helps to share this information with other people that they can make money just as much as you are. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this week's predictions. As always, my name is Shamor, and I hope you guys have a great day and a wonderful weekend. See you soon.